I've been spending a lot of money on knives as of late, not because I necessarily wanted them or needed them in my collection or wanted to review them to see if they were any good. No, the knives that I'm buying are stories that I want to tell. When I review a knife on YouTube, there's something about that knife that I want to talk about. There's something about it that grabs me and stands the test of time. Take a company like Tops Knives, for example, a USA brand that puts out one banger after the next. Tops is one of my favorite brands, along with other brands like Ka-Bar. But if you love Tops and if you've ever bought a Tops knife, have you ever wondered what the first Tops knife ever was? Have you ever just thought to yourself, what was the first knife this company ever put out? If you look this up, you'll discover that it was the Steel Eagle 107C. What inspired this video was I was scrolling through Instagram one evening and I saw a video from Tops Knives, and Leo Espinosa was talking about how the founder of Tops had a bad experience with a former knife and how it broke in the field. And his goal was to design a blade that would not fail in the field, something that would be nice and sturdy and tough. And from that was born the Steel Eagle series. Now the 107C had a saw on the back. I went out and picked up the 107E. I just didn't want to get the one with the saw on the back. I wanted to get the standard design. Now, would you look at this monster? This is what I call a classic knife, a classic military style design. So think about your Ka-Bar knives, your Ontario knives, your cold steel leather necks, and then look at this. Now, what this is a heavier, sturdier version of all of those knives. This is very heavy. You can stab this thing into a wall and literally hang from it. 13 overall inches with a 7-inch blade length. 1/4 of an inch thick, 22 ounces. Everything else is Tops consistent. Black traction coating over 1095 steel, micarta scales, sheath with a rotatable clip. You can get all kinds of different designs within this series. You can get the Tanto, you can get the Tanto with the saw on the back, you can get the saw on the back of this one, you can get a shorter version of this one. There's a lot to choose from. I just thought this one was the best looking, and I think it looks the most like a classic military knife design. My goal with this video is storytelling and visibility more than anything. I can't believe I didn't own this classic already, but I do put this up there with the classics. The weight of this is quite intriguing when you think about the field. You know, you've got somebody in the field who's already carrying a lot of gear. This seems like it could be very weighty. I mean, this is 22 ounces. That's a lot of weight for a knife, but all in one deal here. You've got a blade and you've got a chopper. Whatever this comes in contact with, it's just going to take it off. And it's obviously going to be a very sturdy tool. I just see this as something very heavy for the field. If you're a weak arm, limp-wristed person, the Steel Eagle is not for you. This is a big knife and it's got a big handle, even if you want to get down on the bottom and do some heavy chopping. But if you want to draw up on this choil here and do some up close stuff, you can. Do a no spin with this monster. Listen to the power. I'll just do a little chopping for you just so you can see how a knife like this would cut in. Look at that. Just look at that one swing. Turn this over. There we go. That's all it took. This 1095 steel is good for edge retention, but you got to keep this clean. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you. With these being combat utility knives, we've got to talk about combat as well and the attributes. Got a trainer here. This is just a cold steel leather neck trainer. These blades have a great length, and you got to get a picture of their reach right here. You know, these things are built for work, but they're also built for this kind of stuff too. Now the trainer is a lot lighter, but you can still flow with a good speed with these as well. The OG Steel Eagle, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that hammer right there. That's a tank. That's a chopping, slicing, destroying, wrecking machine. If you like collecting the classics, I believe this is one of them. If you like big, apocalyptic, hit-the-fan blades, I think this is one of them. Or maybe you're just looking for a very sturdy, sharp working blade. Well, the OG Steel Eagle will serve you well. I have been sponsored by Tops before, but I haven't been as of late, and this is not a sponsorship. I bought this with my own cash because I wanted to get a feel for this blade, and I wanted to own the classic Tops knife. You know I'd love to hear from you. Do you own this knife? Have you owned any in the series? How do you like working with it? What do you think about it? Throw it down in the comments. Take care, everyone.